Everybody sing praise. Praise, praise, praise. Praise for the journey of awakening. Everybody sing praise. Praise, praise, praise. Praise for the journey of awakening. I'm on a journey of awakening to the presence of God within me, expressing peace, joy, love, and harmony on this journey of awakening. Everybody sing praise, 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 praise. Praise for the journey of awakening. Everybody sing praise, 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 praise. Praise for the journey of awakening. I'm on a journey of awakening to the presence of God within me, expressing peace, joy, love, and harmony on this journey of awakening. Everybody sing praise, 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 praise. Praise for the journey of awakening. Everybody sing praise, 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 praise. Woo! Praise for the journey of awakening. Praise for the journey of awakening.
Well, good morning. My name is Amy Cover, and I welcome you here to the Sonoran Desert Center for Spiritual Living. I'm your trustee on duty today. On behalf of Reverend Donna Maurer and the Board of Trustees and our practitioners, I am privileged to welcome you here to the Sonoran Desert Center for Spiritual Living. Whoever you are, wherever you are on your spiritual path, you are truly welcome here. Here you will be validated, supported, and encouraged to be all that you are meant to be. Our vision statement is love in action every day in every way. We express this love by learning and living the principles of the science of mind. On the back of your programs, you will find our declaration of principles. Please join me in reading them now. I believe there is an infinite intelligence operating throughout the universe. I believe this intelligent power is only good. I believe this intelligence expresses as me. I believe through my conscious use of this power, I create my life as happy, healthy, and complete, and so it is. Do we have any first-time visitors? And if you would like to be recognized, would you please raise your hand?
Sean is back visiting us again. He's here every year.
Oh, great. Sean, we're glad to have you with us. Welcome back. Let's see. We invite you to stay after and get to know us, and we can get to know you. And thanks for coming. I would like to thank all the people that make our Sunday celebration possible. First of all, that is you who are sitting in chairs. If you were not here, it wouldn't be the same. And thank you to the ones who come early and stay late and help set up things for our gathering. Please direct your attention to the announcements that are in your bulletin. And if you're watching online, please join us at cslaz.org for our announcements and events calendar.
Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
Good morning. My name is Louise, and I am your practitioner for today. The practitioner is a healing arm of the church, so if you have something that you would need prayer for, if you would just like to share a demonstration, we also welcome that. There is a prayer request cards and a box over there. Just write your request, put it in the box, and the practitioners will pray for you. So just get comfortable and just know that there is one mind, and that mind is the mind of God. And God, being all there is the creator of all there is. God is peace, love, truth, joy, and harmony. And I know for each one of us here that these attributes of God are present in each and every one of us. I know that our presence here today is meant to be, and that we each share with the one mind, with God's peace, love, truth, joy, and harmony. We are one with the one, and I affirm our presence, our sharing with this one mind in today's service. And I know that Reverend Donna's message today is divinely inspired, and we embrace Donna's words with peace, love, and joy. And so it is. So today's topic is I need to be still. And for once I stayed on topic. I usually don't. I just go find something and go with it. So my topic is stillness. So today's stillness can be hard to come by. There's just so much going on, so much noise, both inside and outside of our heads and our brains. So many tasks on our to-do list, and at least several screens within reach. We're talking cell phones, iPads, TVs. Moments of stillness are possible and are within our reach whenever we need them. The key is to create an intention of stillness, to have some intentionality about how we are carrying ourselves in a given moment, and to focus on what is within our control. Stillness is powerful. Being still is like replenishing the stores. It allows us time and space. It gives us time and space to self-reflect and actually hear our thoughts. It also soothes our nervous system. Stillness produces an anti-stress fix by allowing us some chill time without totally checking out. Hermann Hesse said, "Within you there is a stillness and a sanctuary to which you can retreat at any time and be yourself." This quote suggests that inner peace and a sense of self can be found within one's own being, accessible whenever needed. In the Bible, stillness is presented as a space of divine presence and connection with God. Scripture encourages being still to wait on God, to know his power, and to find rest in his sovereignty. Ernest Holmes often emphasized the importance of spiritual stillness and affirmative prayer as a means to connect with the divine and manifest positive change. He believed that by quieting the mind and focusing on the truth of one's own divine nature, individuals could experience peace, joy, and abundance. In the Science of Mind textbook, there is a treatment for peace of mind on page 264. It is called Treatment for Peace of Mind. A little repetitive there. So, be still and know that I am God. I am the Christ, the Son of the living God within me. I am the principle of peace within me. I am the manifestation of love within me. My mind is poised in peace and beauty. All sense of fear or doubt is gone. I rest in calm trust and rely on the law of spirit to bring good into my experience. I am the Christ, the Son of the living God within me. This inner mind of mine is now divine and complete. It has no worries and no fears. It is whole, complete, and satisfied. I look back over all previous experience and find that it was good and very good. I look toward the future and find that it is good and very good. I look at the present and find that it is also good and very good. God is in all, over all, and through all. Namaste. So I light this candle knowing that we each have the light of God within, and I take it with me to share it during the service.
Well, I had something very different prepared for today, but as Louise does, she inspired something completely different.
I'm not the things my family did. I'm not the voices in my head. I'm not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. I am light. I'm not the mistakes that I have made. I'm anything that caused me pain. I'm not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. 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 I'm not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside. My soul inside is light. Oh, light. I am light. I am light. I am divinity divine. I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light. I am light.
You are light. Thank you. Namaste.
I was thinking as I was listening to Louise and Heather that we're already so filled up by the two of them that all I have to do is come in and tuck in the corners, you know. So my job is pretty easy. Thank you both. Very, 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 very important to me. But we're continuing our theme, the journey of awakening, with our topic, I Need to Be Still. And that's also the title of the song that we're singing after my talk. As Louise said, most of us have a hard time being still. We're programmed to be what Deepak Chopra called human doings instead of human beings. And there's a couple of reasons for this, because according to scientists, there's a part of our brain that is known as the reptilian or primal brain, and it's been with us since the birth of humans. And it's the part of our brain that's in charge of our basic primal drive of self-preservation. So it's always poised for flight or fight, from that dinosaur that's following us. So we're always, that part of our brain is always alert to what's going on around us. And the other basic reason, as Louise said, that in our modern world we are tied up with our to-do lists based on all the labels that we have put on ourselves. But if we don't honor the being part of us, then that part that connects us with divinity, then our doings become stressful, more stressful than they need to be. You and I, as seekers of truth, tend to read books, attend workshops, classes, lectures. Our Sunday experience at our center is important to us, as are our friends that we have made here. We seem to know that at a deep inner level that life is more than the accumulation of possessions or wealth. It really is about uncovering and discovering our very beingness. And it is about living with a reverence for the mystery of life that includes all people, all creatures, all plants, all inanimate objects. And it's about seeing our life as one connection with the whole. But most of us see ourselves, at least part of the time, as human doings. And we're caught up in the doing because we often identify with our labels. And we know ourselves and we know each other by labels. So to uncover the meaning in our life, we need to know the essence of who we truly are. We need to see that these labels have been placed over something much more deep. I was in years and years and years ago, but I still remember it. I was involved in a workshop where we were in a circle, and we ran around the circle and identified our labels, and then we would ask ourselves, if I am not this, who am I? So I have a name, but I am not my name. Who am I? I am a wife, a husband, a son, a daughter, but that is not me. Who am I? And we went around with all the labels that we had. And it really was a profound experience, because by eliminating the labels, we began to sense the being part of us. That we are pure spirit, that nothing separates us from our oneness, but our own identification with things that take us away from that oneness. So you and I can learn to see the sacred in all things, and we simply need to slow down and to set the intention to find those attributes of God, as Louise said, beauty, joy, harmony, peace. So we need to kind of set aside our to-do list and honor that being part of us. There's a lovely poem that speaks to this, and I think I've used it before. I got up early one morning and rushed right into the day. I had so much to accomplish that I just didn't have time to pray. Problems just tumbled about me, and heavier came each task. Why doesn't God help me, I wondered. He answered, you didn't ask. I wanted to see joy and beauty, but the day toiled on, gray and bleak. I wondered why God didn't show me. He said, but you didn't seek. I tried to come into God's presence. I used all my keys at the lock. God gently and lovingly chided, my child, you didn't knock. I woke up early this morning and paused before entering the day. I had so much to accomplish that I had to take time to pray. So while this might be a Christian perspective and a God who watches over us, we can also interpret it metaphysically that there is a power and presence that responds to us according to our belief, according to our consciousness, and that there is a sea of infinite potential from which this response originates. The words to the song that we're going to be singing begin, I need to be still and let God love me. When this old world seems to push and shove me, I need to be still and let God love me. In Stillness Speaks, Eckhart Tolle writes, when you lose touch with inner stillness, you lose touch with yourself. When you lose touch with yourself, you lose yourself in the world. And since we believe that God is love, being still is a way that we can feel the universal love that flows through everything and is flowing through each one of us right now. Albert Einstein said no problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. So true prayer is aligning ourselves with those aspects of God. And that puts our consciousness above the level of the problem we are dealing with. And it's from that consciousness that we find resolution. Lao Tzu tells us that the way to do is to be, and he is saying that doing is a byproduct of being. If we are at one with love, harmony, peace, joy, and we pray to see that perfection in any situation that is before us, then our prayer has a much better chance of being answered. If we think of it as the universe can only say yes to our consciousness, then if we come with complaints, worries, despair, that is what the universe will say yes to, no matter what words we use. Dr. Holmes tells us spiritual communion is deeper than intellectual perception. The prayer of the intellect may be perfect in form, but it must be warmed and colored by feeling and conviction if we would enter into a deep spiritual communion with reality. There's a little story I've told before, but it works here. When the bishop's ship stopped at a remote island for a day, he determined to use the time as profitably as possible. He strolled along the seashore and came across 3 fishermen mending their nets. In very broken English, they explained to him that centuries before, their islands had been Christianized by missionary. "We Christians," they said proudly, pointing to one another. The bishop was impressed. Did they know the Lord's Prayer? They had never heard of it. The bishop was shocked. "What do you say then when you pray?" "We lift eyes to heaven, we pray, we are 3, you are 3, have mercy on us." The bishop was appalled at the primitive, downright heretical nature of their prayer, so he spent the whole day teaching those fishermen the Lord's Prayer. The fishermen struggled with the words, but gave it all they had, and before the bishop sailed away the next day, he had the satisfaction of hearing them go through the whole formula without a flaw. Months later, the bishop's ship passed by those islands again, and the bishop, as he paced the deck saying his evening prayers, recalled with pleasure the 3 men on that island who were now able to pray thanks to his patient efforts. Lost in thought, he happened to look up and noticed a spot of light in the east. The light kept approaching the ship, and as the bishop gazed in wonder, he saw 3 figures walking on the water. The captain stopped the boat, and everyone leaned over the rails to see this sight. When they were within speaking distance, the bishop recognized his 3 friends. "Bishop," they exclaimed, "we hear your boat go past island and come to meet you." "What is it that you want?" asked the awe-stricken bishop. "Bishop," they said, "we're so sorry. We forget lovely prayer. We say, 'Our Father in heaven, holy be your name, your kingdom come.' Then we forget. Please teach us prayer again." The bishop was humbled. "Go back to your homes, my friend, and each time you pray, say, 'We are 3, you are 3, have mercy on us.'" See, the bishop knew the words, but the fisherman had the faith. The bishop had the education, the knowledge. The fisherman had conviction and trust. The bishop was concerned about the formula. The fishermen simply lived their faith. And this is really what we in Science of Mind are all about doing. We are trying to live our faith, live our faith. And part of that is to sit in the silence and allow ourselves to feel that peace that passes all understanding. Because then we're allowing the love that is our very nature to flow through us. And the world will no longer push and shove us, because at some point we realize that it's we who've been doing the pushing and the shoving. Rumi says, "Only let the moving waters calm down, and the sun and moon will be reflected on the surface of your being." And Reverend Dennis Merritt Jones writes of this, "The waters of a turbulent mind will never reflect the light that Rumi refers to, which is a metaphor for God's presence. Our minds are always moving here and there, most often lingering in either the happenings of the past or the concerns of the future, where we have no power. The question is, what can we do to calm the waters of a turbulent mind in the present moment? For many of us, the waters of our daily life are anything but calm, because we don't create the space to experience the inner silence that can only be accessed through conscious breathing. When we stop to consider it, breathing is the most life-essential thing we do, and it is always a present moment experience. However, seldom are we consciously aware that we are breathing. When we pause and breathe mindfully, we open the portal to the presence, and we enter a sacred silence where the waters are always calm. There are times when silence is unavailable to us, but silence and stillness are not quite the same thing. Dennis Merritt Jones again says, while silence opens you to experiencing the absence of noise, stillness is a state of mind you bring into your daily life. Silence and stillness work in tandem, taking us deeper into the realm of the true self. Silence opens us to experiencing the absence of noise, but stillness sets the stage. It is how the energy of silence is experienced in real time. Finding the richness of deep silence and stillness in our meditation or quiet time at home or in a church sanctuary is an important and beautiful experience. However, when we leave that sacred space, although we may have to leave some portion of our silence behind, too often we also leave our stillness behind. We don't have to do that. Although it seems we may not be able to take total silence with us into our daily lives, we can take stillness along because it is a state of mind, and therefore it's not subject to outer conditions unless we allow that. By mindfully taking stillness with us into our daily activities, we also bring with us a portal to inner silence. With a conscious embodiment of stillness, we could be riding Space Mountain at Disneyland and still have access to silence, despite the external noise all around us. The words to the second part of the song we will be singing are, I need to let go and let God to take over and take these burdens off my shoulders. I need to let go and let God take over. One of the things that frustrates me when I say it myself or hear somebody else say it is, I need to figure this out. That's not our job. That's Spirit's job. Our job, if we stay in that stillness, if we stay in that place where we are open and receptive to the infinite universe, then we don't have to figure anything out. We will be led to do the right thing at the right time, in the right way, at the right place. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. And I do think that letting go is one of the hardest things that we do, because when we return to the doing part of our day after our beautiful prayer and silent time, then we have a tendency to second guess if our prayer is working. In Science of Mind, we have a 5-step technique for affirmative prayer. That's called spiritual mind treatment. And the last step is release. You and I can say a beautiful prayer, but if we keep looking for results rather than releasing it with confidence, we are thwarting the creative process. Can you imagine how our garden would thrive if we kept digging up our plants to see how long the roots have grown? And yet that's exactly what we do. That's exactly what we do when we doubt our prayer. Just go back to that. When my son was little, we prayed together. And we would write out our prayer or affirmation. And we put it in what we put it in a can, and we called it our God can. So that way, if we started to worry, we'd point and say, God can. God can. Maybe I can't, but God can. And I know that if God can, I'm going to show how it works. I believe that we as a species are awakening to the fact that we and the phenomenal world we call nature are woven into a cosmic tapestry whose threads connect us not only with each other at the deepest level, but with many dimensions of our own reality. Beyond the limits of our 5 senses, an infinite field of consciousness interacts with our own, waiting to be recognized by us and embraced by us. This is the divine ground of being which the mystics speak of. And it's the quantum ground which science is now beginning to embrace. So when you and I are at home, feeling completely a part of and immersed in a divine presence, when we feel no separation from spirit, each other, or anything that lives and moves, then we can see, express, and be the glory that we were meant to be. We experience the joy of simply being alive and being part of it all. And when our doing is balanced with our being, then we find ease and grace in all it is. Thank you so much. Namaste.
I'd like to invite everyone to stay seated for this one. Absolutely. Yeah, just enjoy the stillness. Enjoy with sitting with what we need to sit with today. I need to be still and let God love me. I need to be still and let God love me. When this old world seems to push and shove me, I need to be still and let God love me. I need to let go and let God take over. I need to let go and let God take over and take these burdens off my shoulder. I need to let go and let God take over. I need to be still and let God love me. I need to be still and let God love me. And this old world seems to push and shove me. I need to be still and let God love me.
Thank you. Okay. It's time for our offering. Please. Chance to put that law of circulation in process. So I want you to join me in our offering affirmation. My gift goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless all that it touches. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I share generously of my good, knowing that it returns to me, multiplied abundantly, and so it is. And once again, I'm so grateful for this beautiful center, for your generosity that allows us to be a beneficial presence, not only just for our center, but for a lot of different places that a lot of us don't even know about behind the scenes that we're doing. So thank you so very much. So let's take a moment to close this portion out in prayer. Please join us for refreshments. When are you guys going back? Is it? Okay, so I'm glad I said something. So be sure and give a hug to Sherry and this is a bittersweet time for me because I watch Sean mentioned that, oh gosh, you've got a great crowd. I said, yeah, but we're starting to thin out. This is bittersweet time for me when people start thinning out. So anyway, let's just go back to prayer. I know that there is one life. It is the life of God, and this life of God moves through me and you and everything that is created. I know that this life of God is good and very good as it pulses through all things, allowing that goodness to be seen, to be heard, to be expressed. I know that we are love in action as we go about our week, to spend time in the stillness and the silence and take that stillness with us through those trying times, through those times when we get caught up in being a human doing and not a human being. I speak my word for anyone experiencing any kind of a challenge and know that God is in the midst of that challenge and the healing process is taking place. I give thanks for the opportunity to be here to speak my word and to release it into that law of mind to do its perfect work. As we say together, and so it is. Thank you. May we stand and sing Stand.